Come on.
Look at that, look at that, look at that. We're coming at you a few minutes early. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another R.O.C Hangout. We come to you live each and every week, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Realm of Collectors YouTube channel. We were on hiatus last week for the 4th of July holiday. We hope you all had a great one. Before I introduce the rest of the panel, we got a full room of gentlemen up in here. Just want to remind you guys that if you're watching this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free, doesn't cost you a thing. And hit the little notification bell as well. You'll be notified every time new content is uploaded to the channel. Also, this podcast is also available to download an audio version on iTunes and Podcast Addict, as well as the feed on realmofcollectors.com. And if you're watching us live on YouTube, please pop into the live chat, chop it up with the rest of the R.O.C fam. Always good times in there. The link to this video, along with the chat, is usually posted in the Realm of Collectors Facebook group, so you can check that out. All right, first up, Brian Brink. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. Doing good. Sitting here with my ice pack on my back, feeling good.
You know, a little better?
I am. I was feeling really good until I went and sat in this chair, and I was like, oh. So I didn't get anything.
What?
Yeah, I got nothing. I got nothing new.
Slow week for you?
Yeah. But yeah, there should be a ton of stuff coming here in a couple of weeks, so we'll see. We shall see.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. And when you have a slow week, it usually lets you catch up with the, when your previous haul, when you get a whole bunch of things and you can't really give too much time to it.
That's true.
It's always good to have some downtime.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm sure the wallet doesn't mind you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit recover.
All right, next up, Energon Addict. What's up, brother?
Yo, what up? Happy
Fuck
Tuesday.
you, Dave.
Fuck you, Dom.
My God.
I liked it better when your fucking face wasn't showing on the screen.
I can make that happen, Dave.
Yeah,
Oh,
please do.
Austin. Damn. How you doing today?
Yeah. As far as hauls go, light week for me too. I got some more Master of the Universe stuff. I got Orko. I'm not sure if I said this last week, but I know I got Evil Lyn recently, and Moss Man, and I think that's about it. I mean, I'm trying to slow down with that because I went a little ham in the last few weeks, but that's about it. Nothing on the Transformers for a few days.
Hey, listen. I cut him some slack, man. I know when wifey puts the squeeze on you and shit. You gotta chill every once in a while. So I know how it is, bro. I know how.
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right, next up, Big Dom. What's up, bro?
What's going on, guys?
So,
What did I get this? This 2 weeks. So I picked up the Spider-Man Homecoming line from Marvel Legends. And I was able also to pick up the Guardians of the Galaxy Wave 2. That whole wave. And I got Lando and the Imperial Guard, and what else? And Qui-Gon Jinn from Black Series.
Hey, where'd you find that guard?
GameStop. If you need one, Brian, let me know. I might have an extra because I'm hooking up Mr. DJ.
I guess I could part with one.
We'll see. No, you gotta have two. What can you do with one? That doesn't make any sense. They should just sell them as a 2-pack.
Seriously,
They should.
Word.
They should sell them like as a 5-pack.
Yeah.
Make it easy.
I'll just make it a 6.
Yeah, make it a 6. Keep it easy.
And even 6.
Yeah. And then on the Mezco front, and I forgot before I forget, I got the Space Ghost. This is not the glow in the dark one. This is the actual one that has the true colors for the add-on, the accessories and stuff like that. Because this guy comes with like a lot of accessories.
Nice.
And then shout out to Jose. He came today. Came home.
Oh,
on
nice.
my footsteps. So thank you, Jose.
No problem, bro. No problem.
I'm gonna bust that one open later tonight and have some fun.
Oh, dude, I think you're really, really gonna like it. That figure surprised me, man. I didn't think I would like it as much as I do. It's really, really nice.
And then shout out to BPTS and TF Source, keeping my inventory stacked, so it doesn't have to be in my house. So once I let that go, it'll be a lot of fun.
It's like storage, and you don't have to pay for it. Man. So.
My wife doesn't have to yell at me.
Awesome, man. Glad I got there safely.
Thanks, man.
All right, next up, G Money. What's up, bro?
What's up, guys? How's it going? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Good deal. Good deal. How's everybody?
Good.
Good, man. How you doing?
Awesome.
It's going great, man. It's great to be here. So I had a pretty good week. I actually picked up two things. I was a little late to the Fans Toys Stomp party, so I got the reissue of that figure came in. It's pretty cool.
Nice figure.
But actually, funny enough, I'm more excited. Dom, thanks again for hooking me up. He got me the Rebels Grand Admiral Thrawn. So simple little 5 POA figure that I just hadn't been able to find anywhere. So he hooked me up with that, and that came yesterday.
I found it at a Target, like back of the shelf.
Dude, it's
Nice.
it was almost a relief not having to look for that silly thing anymore. So thanks again, man. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you for all you did, and that's from us, the community, and all the jackals to you, because I appreciate all the stuff that you've done at the show and for the community as well. So I just wanted to reciprocate that. And
You're
thank
so
you for
cute,
everything.
Dom.
Fuck you, Dave.
So cute.
No homo.
That's what we do, man. That's what we do. Sweet. That was it? Any other pickups?
Nope, that was it for me. I'm good.
All right, sweet. Thanks for popping in, bro. All right, next up. Oh, look at this kid. He's alive. Asian kid. Matt, what's up, bro?
Yo, what's up, everybody? How's it going?
What's going on, bro? Missing in action. I was about to put your picture on the milk carton, man. What's going on?
Yeah. Just been busy with work and all that. No, it's going.
I hear you, bro. Hear you. That's going well?
Yeah, so far so good. Just a lot of shit to learn, and it's a totally different environment from my last job. It's a big change for me, but I'm getting the hang of it.
That's good, man. Change is good. Change is always good.
Yep.
Any other pickups? Any pickups in the past couple of weeks?
No pickups in the past couple of weeks, but I should be getting something tomorrow, so we'll see.
All right. Another one that's been missing from my hangouts, Nick Brammer, Masterpiece Shit Piece. What's up, brother?
What's up, brothers and sisters of the congregation? What's up, man? I got a pretty good haul this week. I got the Essential Swamp Thing. I got Carrie. I got some loose selects from Deluxe. Thank you again, Deluxe. I've been looking for that Silver Surfer forever. I got the Silver Surfer Select, Magneto Select, and Iron Man from Deluxe.
Sweet.
Yeah, brother.
Very nice. Very nice.
Dude, are you gonna order that spoiler and repo label set for Carrie?
I don't know about the I don't know about the spoiler because I just play in robot mode.
Gotcha.
It comes with
it. Yeah. I'm gonna check and see what the best deal is because I don't know if they still got just like the stickers for 99 cents like they did or not. I'll have to just check and see what they got.
That's cool.
Because I gotta get a few more repros and shit. So it's all about saving that pocket.
I hear you, bro. All right, next up, JD. How you doing, brother?
Pretty good. How we all doing tonight?
Good, brother. Good.
Chilling.
Oh. So I got a ton of shit. I'm not going to go through like everything individually, but I got a big box of vintage G.I. Joe stuff, figures and vehicles. I got some 25th anniversary G.I. Joe stuff. I picked up Marvel Legends, the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man, and a Venom. Some Dragon Ball Z. What the hell are these things? Dragon Star series. I saw them at GameStop. I'm gonna try them out.
Oh, with the Build-A-Figure?
The Build-A-Figure, yeah.
Yeah, yep.
Oh, God.
Yeah, whatever. I've been jonesing for some new Dragon Ball Z stuff, so I'll try them out. I got the Mattel Halo figures. I got the whole series for like half price. I got a bunch of Judge Dredd comic books, old ones and new ones.
I am the law.
Hell yeah. And then Transform. No. I got the 18-inch Mezco Thundercats. I got Mumra, Panthro, Lionel, and Kitara.
Whoa!
Got a pretty good deal on those. And then lastly, Transformers. I got King Gorilla. I got Fans Hobby Fei Long. I got Mastermind Creations Spartan. I got Calidus and Dickamus.
Dickamus.
And then I got, because I love my Dinobots, I got Gigapower Grasshor.
Nice.
Wow.
That was it.
I like that figure.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome. The tree is fucking beefy. It's pretty rad. Oh, and I got a Gundam kit because I miss doing Gundams. So I'm gonna like custom paint it.
Yeah. Oh, pretty cool.
Started doing.
Oh, you're actually gonna paint the kit yourself?
Well, I'm just giving it like a wash and some dry brushing.
Oh, sweet.
So
man,
nothing
sweet.
too crazy. It's like one of the. It's some. I don't know what it is. It's like a realistic grade or real grade or something like that.
Yeah, real grade is it's that 1/44 scale, but it's like it's a little bit more complicated.
Yeah.
With all the little bits and pieces. It's almost like if you're building like a master grade or like a higher grade figure, but just in that smaller scale.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to fuck with the perfect grade and the master grade stuff. This was like 10 years ago, and I haven't messed with one in a while, and I, wanted to sit and mess around with it, and so.
Oh, that's cool, man. I actually bought a few of those kits myself, like last year, 18 months ago. So built a couple of them. It's fun. It is nice, and I'm glad that you don't have to do the painting. That all the pieces come in their proper colors. But if you know how to paint and customize, then like I've seen people do that, and they look really, really good. I wish I was that talented, to tell you the truth. So I'm interested in seeing what you do.
Yeah. I'm just scuffing it up and making it look a little battle worn, stuff like that. I'll put some blast marks and shit on it too,
Oh, sweet. Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, that was it.
Sounds good.
I want to see that when that's done, JD.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take some.
With your skills, you definitely probably have some dope customizations going on for you.
Yeah.
Well, I've been like trying to collect as much like foam and like wood stuff. I want to start building some Dios and see what I can come up with.
Nice.
So.
All right. Sweet. Thanks, man.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Next up, Tim from Germany. What's happening, bro?
Yo, what's up, guys? Everybody good?
Yeah. What's up, man?
See you, buddy.
Yeah, pretty good. Got a great day in the sun. I just posted that Lower Saxony some castle watching to go, wanted to see it, and I guess probably the last sunny day in Germany for a while, so I got out of that. My hauls over the last weeks, I got a few things. I finally got me a PS4.
Cool.
I wanted to get the Doom Collector's Edition a long time ago, and I got that with that kick-ass Revenant statue. Sick-ass paint job.
Pictures.
Yeah, that's dope, really dope. I tried some lighting effects. I think it turned out pretty well. I got the Tamashii Nations Stage Act 4 by Bandai. I'm using that for my display, like Starscream hovering and shit.
Oh, that's cool.
I got
That's a good idea.
that works pretty cool. I got some pictures there out too. I got the Tamashii Tamashii Nations Clear Wave. That's also pretty cool for some blasting effects. I saw that Samuel Iconic did some pretty kick-ass Dio. Shout out to that dude for his Ultraman. And lastly, I got actually from a German seller pretty cool this big guy, the God Jedi.
Yeah.
Nice.
That is a kick-ass piece. For the combined mode, I really recommend getting both. That is kick-ass. He gets a little fan mod for the lower ankles to stabilize everything. If you want to have some fun with God Bomber, fuck it. That thing is so damn unstable. Everything, everything keeps untangling.
Yeah, everything is just like they just use a lot of pins instead of like ratchets and stuff for like the arms. So it's kind of floppy as a standalone, but combined with that Super Gen Ride, it's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool, absolutely. So it's totally floppy, but it totally works its purpose as a drone. You just unpack it and you clip it all on. It works really well, and I love the look. I'm totally in love with this guy. So yeah, that's it for me for now.
Yeah,
all right.
I got mine in truck mode. He's on the stoop right now. I can't wait till my back's better. I can get back on the floor and vroom vroom with him some more.
Yeah, I'm just using. I'm just doing a review on that thing. It's extremely photogenic. That piece, really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, if you got to kind of, maneuver it and work with it, try to get it to work with you. But yeah, I've seen people take really nice pictures. So interested in seeing your stuff.
Thanks, man.
All right, and as for myself, I got the.
How about you, Jose?
Yeah, I think light week for me. I've got the last limb for the oversized Toy World combiner from Wei Zhang. I think it's Freeway. I was calling him Chase, I think, last night, but I think the character's name is Freeway. It's the blue throttle bot. And it's okay. It's not too bad. Wei Zhang always kind of improves on the designs a little bit. I like that it's upsized, and I can't wait to put that together. Check it out. And I also got the MPM3 movie masterpiece, Bumblebee. And like I said, when Dom had it, really, really, really nice figure. So I recommend picking that up if you're a fan of masterpiece figures, for sure.
Yeah, your picture sold me. I got that. It's on the way. I think it should be here Thursday.
Oh, sweet, man. If you got it from Handy, yeah, you'll probably get that by tomorrow.
Yeah.
He's fucking quick.
He's that fast.
When I ordered Carrie from him on Friday, it was here Monday.
Yeah, that dude is unbelievable.
It's the best time to order stuff from him.
All right, so with that out of the way, let's talk about this topic. Energon Addict was brainstorming, and he sent me this. So good.
No, he was.
If you could believe it.
I thought I could see smoke.
Yeah, I thought so too. Was that a clear thought or was it a smoky one?
That's when you mix too much coffee with too much pot. That's what you get out of it.
Start thinking about the universe and shit.
That's when you find out the meaning of life, man.
Yeah.
So this question's for everybody on the panel, but it's also for everybody that's watching live and everybody that's in the chat. Feel free to throw your answers out there as well. I'm keeping tabs and stuff, and I'll be touching on that as we discuss this. So Dave threw out there, how strong is your collecting game? What level would you consider yourself, from on a 1 to 10? So I guess this means how serious of a collector are you? Are you a casual collector, hardcore? Do you do it as a hobby or as a lifestyle? So because I know people are deep into this, their whole life revolves around the collecting game and stuff like that, and not just with collecting, with buying and selling and stuff like that. So and also he also says, do you feel as you become a smarter collector, are you leveling up, gearing up for more, or are you heading towards retirement? which is a nice little play on words.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
So yeah, we've also touched on that too, how you could get kind of burnout from collecting, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes we just say, fuck it. We're just gonna fucking end it all, sell everything, and just get out of the game. So we're gonna put this across the panel, and guys that are listening and watching in the chat, I'm gonna be reading your answers as well. So Brian Brink.
Okay. There were multiple part questions.
Multiple questions.
First part. I'll take the first part first.
I got you. So how strong is your collecting game? Like, how do you consider yourself on a level of 1 to 10 as a collector?
All right. Now, is there certain criteria for this? Or is it just
No, just
my
collecting.
opinion?
Collecting in general.
How do you think?
All right. So
Good question.
I am going to give myself a 6 out of 10. Only because I'm collecting, but I don't think I'm collecting right. Like, because I'm more of a hoarder. Like, I just hoard. Like, I buy stuff, I mess around for a little while, then it goes away, and it doesn't get enjoyed till I get a fire lit under my ass and I go open up a box and bring stuff out again. But I think once I get stuff on display, I will consider myself more of a proper collector. However, though, maybe I'll bump myself up to a 7 because I do participate in the fandom quite a bit and stay up to speed on news and contribute where I can and stuff like that. So, all right, I'll give myself a 7.
All right, cool. So
in a non-conventional sense, yeah.
Yes, and so like you said, you put it like that, participating in the community, checking up on the news and stuff. So like, do you still consider it as a hobby or like a lifestyle? Is this like a lifestyle you're living or a hobby? What do you think?
Dude, it's becoming a lifestyle, I will say, for sure. My friends are collectors. Most of them, my friends are collectors now. Because you guys now you outweigh the number of regular friends that I have. When I'm at work, my collecting kind of flows into that now, and it's like, that's why I mute the chat now, because otherwise I can't focus at work.
I had to do that today, actually.
And yeah, I'm going to conventions on the weekends. I'm saving up to go to TFCon. I'm driving to Chicago now and stuff. Yeah, so no, it's become a lifestyle for sure. Yeah.
All right, cool.
And then a good one. I like
Awesome.
We just need more women, is all.
For real. Too few of those in this game. All right, and then as he says, as you become a smarter collector, or do you feel like you're just gearing up for more, or do you see yourself heading towards retirement?
I will be partially retired, so I'll have a part-time job collecting, I say. Yeah. Meaning that I will always continue to pick up new Optimus renditions when they arrive, even if I consider myself done with collecting Transformers. But, I won't take up too much time, but to me, sometimes it's just you want to play with a toy. So even if you consider your masterpiece collection done or whatever, or your record shelf done, it's like, dude, there's another transforming toy that's out, and sometimes that's just enough to go get it.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Dave, answer your own question, bro. What do you think?
Bro, I come up with the questions. I don't gotta fucking answer them.
How strong?
I'm just kidding.
He's like, I did my part.
How strong is your collecting game? How do you feel about that?
Can't you see the level 9,000, bro? Can't you see the tag on my name, bro? No, I'm just kidding.
Level of 1 to 10.
1 to 10, I honestly was gonna originally give myself somewhere along an 8, but Brian makes a lot of sense. I put myself down in the dirt a lot because I don't have my stuff displayed. And just like Brian, I buy my stuff, I play with it for a few days, and it goes in a box, and I don't see it for a while unless I go back to it. So, I see you guys with your displays and shit, and you have them all out, and I'm just like, fuck, man, that's what I need. That's the whole purpose of this. It's to have them out and enjoy it all in a bigger sense, as opposed to just pulling out a toy, taking a picture, throwing it on Instagram, and then throwing it in the fucking corner, But I'll stick with the 8 only because I've definitely developed my collecting skills over the past, I would say, year, and I attribute that a lot to the realm, the R.O.C, you guys, learning, keeping myself up to date with what's coming out. not waiting fucking a year past the release date and then overpaying for shit. I'm more of a patient collector now. I won't jump on the first rendition of a toy that'll come out. I'll wait. So, you know, the perfect one or the one that I feel is going to fit in my collection best. Yeah, definitely an 8. I know you're going to ask me next, do I consider it a lifestyle? I do. It's become a lifestyle for me since basically since Instagram, and also again since, you know, I got connected with you guys in the rock, going to these conventions. I talk to you guys more than I do my own family half the time, you know. So we're in a you know, anybody that's listening, we're in a constant hangout chat. Like everybody that's in here, we talk like all day long. And I mean, it's literally like sometimes it's like 7 o'clock in the morning and we're already talking. And, you know, some of the guys are like, what the fuck? Do you guys ever work? You know? And but it's definitely a lifestyle. I can't. I mean, most of us can't live without our cell phones, but I can't live without jumping on Instagram or Facebook these days, or let alone, you know, talking to you guys in the chat. Taking the toy pics and looking at toy photography is something I'm definitely interested in. And I mean, come on, like every week I'm wearing a different fucking nerd shirt. So this is a lifestyle. I mean, when you go to a toy convention and somebody comes up to you and goes, "Are you Energon Addict?" I'm just like, yeah, that's me. Like, you watch the show, like that's when you know, like, you know, you've officially like kind of like developed a portion of this into your life inside and out, you know. So definitely I consider it a lifestyle. The next thing you're gonna ask is, do you feel becoming a smarter collector, are you leveling up or gearing towards retirement? So again, becoming a smarter collector, I've become more patient when it comes to certain lines. I mean, lately I've been jumping on other bandwagons and stuff, and I'm playing catch up.
How does that work for your pockets?
You know, it does affect it at times.
No, dude, you're supposed to say that it saves them. That was
I thought you meant overall.
He set you up, bro. He set you up.
Yeah. No, I thought you meant overall, but I see what you're saying. Like, you know, patience does save pockets. I mean, I used to be that guy that I'm like, oh shit, look, it's this character. I don't fucking have him. I'll buy him. 2 weeks later, another one comes out. I'm like, oh, this one sucks. What the fuck am I doing with this? You know? And I'm not that dude that'll sell it right away. I have fucking 3 or 4 renditions of different toys upstairs, and I'm just lazy. So if I know that I'm gonna be that lazy guy, now I'm just gonna fucking wait. And if it's, you know, if it's a masterpiece and I know that, you know, it's probably what I want, or maybe a fan's toys, you know, that whole Pinkerton approach, he has something going, that guy, I'll tell you right now, because he was right about a lot of things. So I'm kind of gearing towards that. And I feel that eventually I'm going to get to a point where I'm either going to run out of room, or I'm going to have to start saving for this kid that's going to be getting older eventually, and I'm going to have to really slow down. So I will eventually gear towards retirement. But like Brian said, I'll probably always collect something, because I've always have, like, whether it was comic books or, you know, some kind of toy, I always had to go pick up something just to keep my mind going. So I'm definitely gearing towards there, but just not yet. I'm still having fun. So just need me at a few more TF cons before that day comes.
Nice. Sweet, man. Awesome. And yeah, and going back to what you said, it's a little bit easier to kind of take the wait and see approach, because like not everything sells out like it used to. You know, before you had to get that, you know, third-party figure right away, and now we could kind of afford to take, you know, the wait and see approach, especially with so many companies out there, and we have so many options. So that's definitely a good thing for us as collectors.
And I was just gonna say, I think with like this team, kind of with the group, you get to live through each other a little bit, good and bad. Yeah. So when someone has an experience, right, you kind of get to learn maybe an interest in a different line, or when something's really awesome, it'll kind of tempt you as well. So I found that that's a pretty cool approach.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, cool. Before we move on, Sunday, he says in the chat, he says he's an 8 in collecting. He says he was a crazy collector at one point, and that's why he has so much shit now, and he needed to slow it down. So, so he considers himself an 8. Knight of Ren, he says for the Star Wars Black Series, he's a full-on 10. But with everything else, he cherry picks, but he will never get over toy collecting. So he looks like he's going to be a lifelong collector. And he does consider collecting a lifestyle. Chocho in the chat says he overbuys Transformers just for the fun of the hunt. But if he got off his ass and sold some, he wouldn't mind.
Nice. Nice.
You definitely, getting some money back, you definitely wouldn't mind that. Sure.
Oh, yeah. It's like you're renting it.
Russ in the chat says, Brian Brank, you're a 10 to me. Oh.
10. 10.
BZ Fresh in the chat, he said when it comes to toy collecting, he's about a 6. Nothing compares to his sneaker collecting. So sounds like you got a sick collection of sneakers, bro. I think that's it. So cool, guys. Guys, continue posting in the chat. I'll continue reading it out as we go down the line here. All right, next up, Big Dom. How strong is your collecting game, and what level would you consider yourself on a 1 to 2?
He's an 11.
Yeah, for sure.
Everything he was telling us last night, oof, he's off the charts.
Yeah, I was gonna say, shout out to Russ, Dominomics.
Dominomics.
Yo, trademark that phrase.
Yeah.
Dom, you need to write a book. You need to write a book on that, Dom.
But I'm kind of in the same boat with Dave and Brian. Like my displaying has kind of diminished over space and life because I've gotten married and all that stuff. So basically I'm gonna compromise on how much space you take. And when I was single, I could put all this crap all over my house. But at the end of the day, when you get someone else in your life, it's kind of you have to compromise on where things are and where things where things are being displayed. But I've been collecting since '98, and my collecting has I don't think I ever ramped down, or I've been always ramping up. It seems so. It's definitely a lifestyle for me. I began going to conventions, checking out eBay and just looking for something. I remember when I wanted to see I had some residual money in my pocket that I wanted to get rid of, and I always wanted to collect something, and I jumped on eBay and I started looking at Transformers and G.I. Joes and Star Wars figures, and I was like, you know what? I want to collect Transformers. So I started just buying Transformers, and I just fell in love with it. And that's kind of how it started. And I ended up going to conventions and getting into just meeting other individuals. I was late in the game in regards to social media. I joined you guys back last year, around April, May. So that's the first time I ever created a Facebook page, all that good stuff. So I was kind of up behind the social media. I never was on Instagram, never did all that stuff. So, but I did watch YouTube, watch videos. I actually watched Victor Saver a lot. I watched his show, the Aftercast, a lot, and I enjoyed that show a lot. And then, and he kind of brought me on to you guys, the ROC. So. And then after I heard you guys were from Jersey, and I was like, holy shit. And then you guys were talking about NJCC, and I was like, you know what? So I reached out to Dust and told him that I would, bump into him at the show and say hi, and I did, and that was the end of the story. So
sweet, man. It's awesome.
Will I ever retire? I don't think so. Will I ever ramp down? I think I will eventually ramp down when I'm like 50, maybe 55.
When it gets too hard to walk down those Toys R Us aisles and shit.
Yeah. My knees start giving out because of my football career. But, I just feel like I think I'll definitely ramp down as I get older. But I can't see myself stop collecting. It's what I do, and I enjoy it. Like when I see Tommy's display and you know, when I see other people's displays like that, I always have a goal in mind. Like I live currently in like a townhouse. I'm saving enough to buy another, you know, a house that I can live for the rest of my life in with my wife, and definitely claiming the basement. And I'm going to try to do that and just, you know, basically display all my collection, have my whole, you know, man pad that I've just always wanted. So that's an end goal for me. It's a long goal, you know. I've been dreaming about that goal since I was like, you know, 20. So it's like now I'm 38, and you know, I still would love to get that house with that basement that I would love to just display everything and just basically enjoy my collection and have that asylum that I can just sit down and put a smile on my face by looking at all the stuff that I enjoyed as a kid. So
definitely.
And like, you know,
sad game for all of us, I think.
Yeah, that's what it is. And like I'm jealous when I see it, when I look at guys' displays, and I'm like, damn, I wish I could just turn my living room and dining room into that and screw my wife. And I can't.
Yeah.
I cannot do that.
Hey, sometimes you just gotta put your foot down, man.
Yeah, well,
At least one, like, give me the
usually,
bathroom at least. I'm taking a shit. I can enjoy myself.
Nah, but I definitely
she likes to invite people over and all that good stuff.
I hear you, dude. I definitely hear you. I mean, what you can see right behind me, that's my small like little piece right there. And I think I only have that because we really don't get company here in the house. You know, if we did, I think all that stuff would be boxed up. So
we do Christmas here, so it's like it's kind of hard to, like, you know, have a. And she has a big family, so she has like 4 sisters, so it's and 1 brother. So at the end of the day, it's like, you know, it's a big family that I have to invite over, and I just have that display cabinets or clutter around. It just wouldn't happen.
Dom, not to cut you off, but you were my inspiration for that question because of last night's conversation.
Yeah.
You're like Super Saiyan level fucking god, like when it comes to collecting. So
I've been in the game for a while, so I've learned from other people. And after you talk to, you know, I was always a buyer. I was always a buyer. Then eventually, somebody caught me on to selling, and what really, and I was told this to Dave last night. All the guys on my last night broadcast, I was like, I fell into like, you know, I was always pissed off when I had to buy those San Diego Comic Cons for like 3 times as much as what it was. So, like, you know, there's certain figures as you find out as collectors that you kind of miss out, and then all of a sudden the prices just jump up. And I always felt that to compensate for that, I would just, you know, when I'm at the stores buying stuff that I like, I get those exclusives that I can find, I'll buy them, hold on to them, and then, you know, and sell them for those demand prices that they're asking for, and then, you know, and then it just justifies the fact that they're buying that figure that's, you know, 2 times the cost that I couldn't get. So
it's the way to do it.
So it's like I told the guys, it's not cheap. This hobby is not cheap. So you know, you gotta find ways and means to you know, fund your collection, and sometimes work and, you know, your job, you know, you want to save some money for other things in life and all the emergencies that come up. So at the end of the day, you want to try to find another revenue stream to help you build your collection. So I felt that would probably be a good thing. Yeah, call me a scalper or do all that stuff. I don't care. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. But at the end of the day, I feel like, you know, it was a good decision on my part, because I can fund my collection and keep it going the way I wanted to go without really dipping too much into my, you know, my pockets in regards to what I make it work and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, and that's smart, man. That's smart. So you don't feel that crunch as much, and it makes your paycheck, you know, just last that much longer. You know what I'm saying? Because when you have to allocate for collecting and then everything else that you have to pay for in life, it's tough.
Yeah, and it's work, guys. It's work. So to do You know, as being a scalper, it is work. You have to go out, hit the stores. You know, it's work, dude. It's fucking work.
Oh, poor
It's not
scalpers.
That's what it is.
You can't.
They have such a hard time, such a hard life.
I want to try to do it online, but I don't know how those people do it online, because at the end of the day, it's like you got to be, you know, online 24/7 before those things jump online and sell out. So I don't know.
Well, we definitely appreciate what you were giving us a little bit last night. Broadcast and Hangout. And you just touched on a little bit right now. So maybe we could talk about that as a future topic.
We'll do.
Sounds awesome, man. Dom is going to school everybody. Master's class on collecting. Very, very smart shot. Seriously. He boggled my mind.
Word.
All right, next up, G Money. Scale of 1 through 10. How strong is your collecting?
Yeah, look, I've been collecting same thing for a pretty long time, since like the Power of the Force back in the mid-90s for Star Wars. But I'd say I'm probably in that same range, like a 6 to a 7. I'm a little different than what you guys have described, where I've kind of focused on the display. And if I can't display it and kind of enjoy something and it gets packed away, then I sell it, or, you know, I find a new home for it type of thing.
Yeah, I wish I could do that, Gary. I wish I could do that.
Yeah, you know, it's just
So Gary,
go ahead.
do you have all those Power of the Force figures displayed?
I do not. my tastes have kind of cycled and changed. So I've gone through, you know, the Star Wars stuff in the 90s, and same thing like you guys, discovered eBay, got into a couple different things. You know, third-party stuff, started with Quake Wave a couple years ago. Tim and I were kind of chatting. It's like, I think I like the thrill of the hunt a little bit more, for sure. You know, it was kind of like to your point, Don, when you can do well with something. So that first Quake Wave, when it was super hot, I sold it. And since I had a little extra, I did something I normally wouldn't buy, which was the only Hot Toys item I've ever owned was the Tim Burton the '89 Batmobile. So the gigantic, huge, you know, item. So I had that for a little bit, and then did the same thing. Ended up flipping that. It kind of just keep funding the hobby that way. So, yeah. So I enjoy like I said, just kind of the process and the journey. I think, you know, in terms of, is it a lifestyle? I think similar to what you mentioned, I was very late to kind of social media and these kind of groups. So once I kind of discovered the R.O.C. and felt a little more comfortable reaching out just through messages and talking to people, made it a lot more fun. So I kind of feel like that part is really kind of growing into more of a lifestyle there. I'm going to, you know, super psyched for TFCon this year for the first time for me, and hanging out again. So definitely looking forward to all that. Cool. I think if the kind of the last part is, will I ever retire? I don't think I will. I think, yeah, again, taste will kind of continue to change, and I'll probably always be looking for something. But what that is, I don't know. You know, it could be a little bit different. I don't have that completist mentality. So when I hear, you know, guys talk about finishing the season or this whole team of characters, I'll cherry pick. You know, I'll get the 1 or 2 characters I like from this, and then like the 1 character I like from that. If you saw my shelf now, it's kind of got, you know, figure arts mixed in with Masterpiece, Transformers,
Nice.
Stormcloak. Yeah, it's just this kind of, I won't say a hodgepodge of stuff, but it's a mix, and it's kind of always in flux. So kind of keeps it entertaining, I guess, just keeping an open mind to new stuff that comes out.
It's like a collage.
A little bit.
Good and diverse, you know.
It's pretty cool.
Sweet, man. And I'm glad, like, you know, discovering the group and everything kind of is bringing you more into this, and you're getting to see everybody's taste and their likes, dislikes, and it helps all of us, like, as collectors, you know, when we're kind of new and getting into this and kind of figuring out what we want to do with our collections. You know what I'm saying? It's good to kind of see what everybody's doing, and then you just kind of, you know, you make your own way. So that's pretty awesome.
Absolutely. And I think this last thing I'll say is it's definitely the people that have re-energized me, I'd say, probably just in the last couple months. And just the conversations, and same thing in the chat. So I was talking to Tim about, you know, Hot Toy stuff. I'm like, oh, I really want to get this, you know, Keaton Batman all of a sudden. And then Energon, I texted him a picture today. I'm like, stop me from buying this stupid, you know, $800 Hot Toys, whatever it was. Yeah, the Hulk Buster. Yeah, I saw it. I was like, oh my God. It's
so you contemplate getting Hulk Buster?
it's just boredom almost sometimes, right?
Wow.
You go off on an internet tangent, and all of a sudden you start looking at stuff. And I'm like, did I put that in the cart or not? I'm like, no. Think it through for a little bit. Don't be that spontaneous. It's crazy.
Oh, awesome, dude. Thanks for sharing, dude. Really appreciate it. All right, back to the chat. Dolcar Toys and Stuff says that this absolutely is a lifestyle for him, so he's definitely all in on the collecting. Russ the Muss, where are you, Russ? Should be in here tonight. He says he's a 7. He loses interest in figures quick, so it sucks. So I hear you, man. That shit happens. Let's see, EE Prime, he says he's a new collector, so he's a full-blown 10 right now. And it's just like we just said, like when you're new into the game, you're just like, shit, I want this, I want that, or you want everything. You know what I'm saying? So, and you know what, it's bad for your wallet, but you know what, like that kind of like was a good feeling. You get so many new things, and it's just nice. It's like exactly. It's nice when you get a new figure, and if you enjoy it, even all the better. So that's pretty awesome. Let me see if there was anybody else in there. Anthony Burr said he just started collecting last November, and outside of his wife and kids, everything has been about collecting. So I guess he's a 10 right now. That's awesome, dude. You know what I'm saying? So, recent collector, again, new in the game. So it's exciting, new, fresh. You're going to kind of want everything that's out there. It's awesome feeling to have. Let's see. I think that's everybody for the moment. So let's continue. Asian Kid Matt, 1 through 10. How strong is your collecting game?
Yo, I would say about a 5, 5.5. And,
all right.
Would you say it's occasional?
Really living up to the name here. But the reason why I say the half is, well, first I say 5 because for my lifestyle and how everything's going, I'm kind of getting more into like the car scene, and I want to do my car up. I want to maybe buy another car and do that one up. Like I want to go that route. But I'll always be a Transformers fan at heart. I mean, that's pretty much what's got me so far in life, to be honest. Like whenever I hit a low point or something, I just watch cartoons or something, and it just it kept me going. And then meeting you guys and all that stuff, and going to the cons and that, just creating the family, like. It's really nice, So I'll always be a Transformers fan. But I might.
We love you.
I love you too, guys.
Speak for yourself.
I was gonna say the same shit.
But I've been seeing a whole bunch of new Stunticons coming out and stuff. So I may have to downscale my collection even more because, one, I don't live by myself. I got my parents, so, they always got to have dinners and stuff, and I got to clean up the whole house, and I got shit all over the place, so can't really have a big collection and can't really display it either, so I'm going to have to downscale.
Move into the basement, Matt.
The basement's cold and moldy. There's no food down there. It's not by the kitchen. But so I'm probably at the downscale, but I'm gonna start up my Stunticon collection and bring that up. Maybe get a Menasor going and take it to take it to car shows and stuff, and represent the R.O.C that way, showing off my display. But it's
all right. Well, that's pretty cool. Because of your living situation and everything like that. So, hobby or lifestyle? Like, do you consider it a lifestyle, or is it more of a hobby since you got like the car thing going on and you can't really display your collection the way you want? How do you feel about that?
I've always considered it to be just a hobby, but like I said, like after like talking with you guys, going to the cons. Talking in the chats, all that stuff. And I know I haven't been too active lately because, work and all that. But yeah, I mean, for a while, it was a lifestyle for me. I was like, I'd wake up and like, instead of like making sure that my girl texts me or whatever, whoever, I'd check and see if you guys were talking it up and seeing new news or whatever popping up. So yeah, it was definitely a lifestyle, but yeah, more so a hobby for me.
Okay. All right, cool. And then you already kind of brought up your other interests and stuff like that. And now, kind of getting into the adulthood and stuff like that, do you see yourself gearing towards retirement? You know what I'm saying? So again, like right now, you don't have the space to display your collection. So do you see yourself retiring one day and just kind of being full-fledged adult out of the game? Like what do you say?
To be honest, I mean, like, you know, you guys are maybe like what 10, 20 years older than me. So, you know, you guys have been through what I'm going through now, you know. Maybe you guys didn't always collect toys, and like I used to collect heavy. Like I'm a completist, so I tried to get every single one of them, and I had to stop doing that. Like I was gonna go season 3, season 4, but I had to cut down. So I was just gonna do season 1, season 2, but now I probably have to cut down on that too. So so yeah, I wouldn't say I'd be retiring, but I'd definitely be going like part-time and just trying to manage my money a little bit better, because I don't know how this job is going to go and my income. So
I hear you, man.
Just playing it safe for now. Yep.
All right, cool. All right, Masterpiece, Shippies, 1 through 10. How strong is your collecting game?
I gotta go low. I gotta say I'm at like a 4.
What? All that shit I see
Look,
behind?
man, if you don't make a 5, I'm gonna keep you on the show.
That's
Trying.
And the reason I say a 4 is because like I can't jump on every figure I want that's out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not a priority. Like I had, you know, like a few people on the panel. You know, I got a kid. You know, I got a wife I gotta take care of. And
You know, you don't
you
have
know,
to have those things if you don't want them.
Word.
Wow.
damn.
You're opening my eyes to new options.
Damn, buying superpowers is on point.
But you know, like I have a lot of stuff, but you know, it's not all displayed. It's just I'm kind of down on it right now. You know, it's like I just don't know. Like I got my detail, so I got stuff up, but it just I don't know. I want something more out of it, and I'm just not feeling satisfied. I just don't know. But as far as like retiring from collecting, I don't think I'll ever do that. I've always collected something. I just got back into toys like 2 years ago. I was heavy into comics for a couple of decades, and comics ran me off just because of everything going on there. And I could probably see something happening with like that with Transformers, but I can't see myself not collecting toys anymore. Like, I think I'll probably go to the grave with, you know, some new masterpiece, you know, tucked in with me.
Oh, I hear that, man. And hobby or lifestyle? Like, how would you consider
It's definitely a lifestyle because, you know, my free money goes into my collection. Whatever I can fucking, you know, scrape together for a figure, I do. You know, every holiday or any gift giving occasion, it's like, get me toys.
I hear that.
That's a good answer, bro.
Sweet, man. All right. And JD, 1 through 10.
Dude, I'm like a 2.
No, dude, you get like a weekly Baldwin drop, so you're I think you're all charts also.
I have collected for a very, very long time. I have a lot of shit. I usually don't unload it. I recently started going through stuff and getting rid of it, but I end up trading it. You know, I had a big McFarlane Toys like Spawn collection. I just started unloading that stuff. Found a guy who wants it all, so we're just trading stuff back and forth. But boy, I don't know. I feel like I'm balls deep in this because I've been in it for a long time. So I don't know. I'd have to say 9 or 10, 11.
Nice.
11,000. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Off the charts.
Yeah. As far as retiring, no. You know, Transformers and like Voltron and G.I. Joe, Star Wars. Those were like some of my first toys as a kid growing up. And that's what, when I was like 14 and I realized my mom got rid of all my old toys, those were the first things I went for, What, try and find everything that I had that I remember having. Just, at that time, I'm working part-time. I'm a kid. So I'm just spending whatever I can, just to get that shit back. But, yeah, I don't think I'd ever retire, though. If I get bored throughout, like, waiting for a new Transformer to come out or whatever, I might venture into something else, open a new rabbit hole. Yeah. Dragon Ball Z is a good example of that here lately. I got a bunch, got the figurized figures, and then I got the, the SH Figuarts.
So, JD, for Dragon Ball Z, is it just the toys, or are you like full blown, like you're like watching it and living it and
talking
about it? Or
it's funny. Like I used to watch it, when Dragon Ball Z was on Toonami or whatever. I'd come home from work or whatever, and I'd watch it all the time. I enjoyed it. It was fun. And then recently, maybe like a year ago, kid came. Not even a year ago. It was, a few months ago. Kid came to me. He wants to do a Dragon Ball Z sleeve, a tattoo sleeve.
Oh, nice.
So, in my business, if I'm buying something for reference, I get to write it off. So I went out and bought the entire. I bought the Dragon Ball series and the Dragon Ball Z series, and then that opened the rabbit hole. And I started seeing fucking Dragon Ball Z figures at like Barnes and Nobles, and so I'm like, all right, I'm in. All right.
So, dude, I just came up with a great idea. All right, I can't say it on air, but I need to write it down so I don't forget.
I know that.
Cockteasalizer.
I saw the light bulb.
Yeah, man.
On your head,
I just found a way to itemize, I think. So let's do this, baby.
As far as like, lifestyle and, it's more of an obsession. Mm-hmm. I can tell some people get annoyed with me because I'm just like locally here, like my girlfriend or something. You know what I mean? They you can just see it in their eyes. They get bored with conversation because I'm talking about something new that's coming out. I have you guys to talk to, and then I have them.
Yeah.
So, and it wasn't until like the last year that I found this group. And I was a member of like a lot of the other Facebook groups, but whatever, they're chumps. This is the shit right here. Fucking family. Hardcore nothing right here. Realm of Collectors, baby.
We're glad you found us, bro.
That's right.
I'm glad. Thanks for having me.
No doubt, no doubt. All right, back to the chat. Lionel Medina and DPC said they're both at about a 10 as far as collecting scale. Cabalto puts himself at an 8, and ID Steeler at about a 9. So thanks for chiming in, guys. Really, really appreciate that. Next up, to K. 1 through 10.
Oh, man, that's a hard one. I don't know.
You got a lot of good stuff, man. A lot of good high-end stuff.
He collects toys.
I know where you're at.
Well, I would get myself, I think, 7 to 8. I would say, because of course I got all my shit set up. I have nothing in a box, but I'm also like Gary, very selective. I don't need the whole season 1 R crew. I have my display where the bots and cons are clashing, and I'm happy with that. I have actually that display set, and I'm hardcore on certain lines like Terminator and like RoboCop, but not that I need all RoboCop. You have like customizers that have custom sculpts out, and I say, okay, that looks cool, but when I combine that figure complete like I want it, it's like a $300 figure custom, and that's just fucked up price. So I don't need that. And same with Terminator. When Hot Toys says, okay, we're doing 2 packs, I would get that. But for now, I'm pretty much set with my shit. Of course, I hunted down Gotcha right now, so I'm good with this. It was a pretty costly one too, but I don't know. Yeah, I would say a 7 to 8. Like Retoyment and that shit.
No.
Hard one. I let figures go, but I also traded. Like I said, I got all my Rebel Tech Evangelions. I put that out, and now I'm getting that Bandai Tamashi spec because all those die-casts is just too sweet to pass up on. But really selling is a hard for me. I mean, like JD said with Spawn, I got back into the game like 99 with McFarlane's Spawn. I still have a full detox with those, and I won't let those go. Those got me back in. Actually, back in got me the Superman Returns storyline, but that's a different topic. So, yeah, that's about that. Lifestyle, absolutely lifestyle. I mean, it's like Dave, you know, I got every day a fucking new nerd shirt.
Hell yeah.
That's a ripped Unicron, you know. Get to the chips, it's our only chance. So what the hell? I have caps. I have new era caps from those. I'm hunting down caps. I'm seeing to get, I don't know, like the Osiris high top Megatrons. That's all over the place. So I also, like JT said, I have my girlfriend. When I'm not on Facebook and I'm seeing Stunticons and shit, I blast the ears of my girlfriend with this. And she's like, man, you have your guys. I need to concentrate this shit.
You're speaking Japanese right now.
Yeah, like that, you know. So it's a lifestyle for me, but I need to cut it down because I'm annoying her sometimes. I need to be honest about that. So but get it up. Retiring, I always say I will be finished sometime, but you know, you get that creeping thought. Nah.
Comes back.
There's always something new. I never had that Guardian right. I didn't want to get him. Now I have him. I love him. Same with Overlord, MMC, and other characters. Sunstreaker. There are some figures and some characters that creep on you. Just say, I never got those. I now have the money. I gotta get this. And I guess it will stay that way. Maybe. You never know. I mean, it's said that all 6 years you change all your habits and, you know, your appetite for stuff. Maybe it's changing up all again. Who knows? For now, I wouldn't say I'll retire.
No way.
Right. Cool, man. And as for myself, I'm gonna put myself on that similar scale as you, Tim. 7 to 8 is my number. Just because, like you and like Gary, I'm not a completionist either. Like I kind of, you know, buy the figures I like, and not to say that I won't go all in on a line or anything like that, but I do tend to find myself just kind of, you know, buying characters that I like more than completing like an entire line of action figures, you know. So very similar in that regard.
Yeah, especially because some guys wanna complete it. No matter the cost, you have like a whole detail compartment, 8 figures, like what I said to Gary. It looks shit. It looks shit. It doesn't represent one bit.
Yeah.
What's the sense about it?
Yeah, I mean, if you got the space and, you know, you got a nice display, I mean, that's cool. Like, if you're the type that is a completionist, that's awesome. You know, but I just never found myself, like, in that way. You know, like, you know, getting into, like, the Masterpiece line, and, like, I know everybody's, like, trying to complete their Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, and I was never like that. Like, I don't have to get all the Seekers, you know, I don't have to get every single character, you know. I'm just going to get, like, the characters that I identify with the most, and the ones that I always thought looked the coolest, you know. So thank God, you know, I think my wallet's thanking me there. So, and hobby or lifestyle, this is definitely a lifestyle for me, like especially like being involved with the R.O.C and everything that we do here, you know, chatting with you guys every day in our nonstop chat. You know, it's been good times, man. And you know, before all this, you know, yeah, you kind of, you know, might have a friend here or there that might be into it. But it's definitely was nothing like this, where I have 9 other guys in the room with me, you know, talking about all this nerd shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never had that before. So definitely a lifestyle with the way, you know, the RSC has grown in the past couple of years, man. And it's awesome to see, you know, guys like Gary coming in, Tim, JD, you know what I'm saying? Like, just this forum and this group being there, welcoming everybody in. It's such a great thing, and I love being a part of it. Yeah. And retirement, you know what? Years ago, I probably could have seen myself being out of the game, because I always had lulls with collecting. Like, I would be in it for a few years, and then I'd maybe stop collecting for a few years, in it for a couple of years, out for a couple of years. And you know, discovering the communities on Instagram, seeing the pictures, discovering third party, and being involved with all this has like just rekindled that collector in me. Definitely. That, you know, you could slow down, you could probably, you know, slow down on your buying and stuff like that, but I can't ever really see myself being completely out of the game now, you know. So yeah, it's awesome. Absolutely. So
nice.
So awesome topic, Dave. Man, you got us going for over an hour.
That was some dope topic.
Shit.
Absolutely.
Word. Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
Please.
So there's 2 things. One is, I just think it's interesting because the similarities outside of the collecting in our relationships. My wife is the same way. She's like, honey, if you're happy, I'm happy for you, but please don't make me learn about this stuff. Care less. But I'm just curious. So does anyone else, when you get something, do you feel need to open it right away, or will you like savor it maybe for just a little bit? Because I'll sometimes get a package and be super psyched, but then I'll wait like a day or 2 or maybe 3 until it's like the right time where I can kind of try and open it and enjoy it a little bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do that. Go ahead, Jay.
I'd buy 2 of everything, so then I can.
So
I
you
can
carry
look
it
at the
right away?
packaging.
So in case you break it.
Well, I mean, that's one reason. Yeah, sure.
Is it
But
so
no,
that when you open it the first time, you're like, you know what? I didn't reserve enough time. I'm not enjoying this. Screw this. Toss it to the side, and then you
This one,
save the second
first
one
time?
for like perfect time.
Totally.
Do it
You know,
again.
No, I mean, I can savor it in both.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. I'm sorry, Dave. Go ahead.
No,
buddy.
it's fine.
Fuck you,
I do
Dave.
that. I do that. If it depends on what it is. Like, if it's something that like I've never seen before, I haven't seen a million pictures of it on Instagram, I'll open it right away. But if it's something you know, that I kind of like, I know what that is. I have that mold in another color. I'll let it rock. You know what I mean? But I'll give you an example. So I got the Art Fire from Jose, and I had this mold twice over with Grapple and I can't even think of his name right now, but whatever.
Inferno.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm just gonna let it rock, but I haven't put it down because this is the best painted and best looking one of the group. So when I opened it after like a week of having it, I was like, oh shit, you know. And ever since then, I haven't put it away. And like, he's here right now, and
That's cool.
you know. So sometimes I do that. I'll let it rock, you know. Even like, you know, something I'll order, I'll let it rock. Like, you know, how Dom said, oh, shout out to BBTS and TF Source. Like, I still don't have Phoenix, and eventually when I get it, I'll enjoy it. But everybody else has had it for like 2 months, so
Right.
you know.
Yeah, Dave, it's funny you bring up the Art Fire, because like I sold that to you, but like in the past like week, you know, and I've been seeing like everybody's pictures, and it does look good. It's a good looking figure, and now I'm like, damn, man,
I want it back.
I should have done that shit. Especially, you know, since I got it, you know, as a mistake, like in an order. So like I didn't pay the full retail price for it, you know. So getting it as a mistake, I'm kind of like, damn, I think I probably should have held on to that.
You can borrow it.
No doubt. Well, next time you send me an invite to your crib, I'll get to check it out. So.
Yeah, I'll send you the 10th invite in the last
I'm kind of doing that with like as you guys know, I'm collecting the Cybertron toys again. I haven't opened any one of them until I get the whole set that I'm looking for. So I'm not completing the set. I'm not completing the line. I'm just getting the characters that are that I remember from the show. So like, I have a, I put an Excel spreadsheet together, listed the characters that appeared on the show, and then now I'm just gonna wait until I get them all, and then I'm gonna open them all and just enjoy them as like a whole set of figures that I can have fun with.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's
Tom, good willpower, man.
It's funny. It's funny that you say that, because I think in some respects, in the back of my mind, I don't want to set up any shelves because I'm waiting to have them all first.
Yeah.
And that's a defeatist attitude, sort of, because I'll never have everything, I guess. But I don't know. But speaking of like Transformers Masterpiece or something like that, it's like I don't have the whole cast yet. So what the hell am I going to set up a shelf for? It's like.
Yep.
But then again, by doing that for myself, like I'm missing out on. Okay, we're almost done. They're almost there. The team's there. They're just missing a few more people, kind of thing. I don't know. It's just I'm weird that way.
I also feel too like if I do get bored, or if I have regrets, and I'm like, you know what, let me just sell these things. I haven't opened them. They're still sealed in the package, so I could probably get good money for it.
You know what?
I haven't fooled around with it.
Yeah, that's probably your mentality. It's always profit until that tape gets undone.
Yep. When that car drives off the lot, right, Matt?
I was just saying, man, you got good willpower, but yeah, money is a good motivator, That's awesome. For myself, like I tend to open stuff right away, but I do tend to wait when I get a bunch of things at like one time. So like if I go to Toys R Us and I get a bunch of figures, I might open one and then just kind of leave the others. And same thing when getting like shipments in. I rarely get a lot of things in at once because I'm like impatient. Once it's in stock, ship it.
That's me. Same way.
Yeah, so I tend to open things most of the time right away, and I have limited space, so I kind of mess around with it real quick, box it back up, and it kind of gets put into the pile. What about you, Tim?
I tend to do it differently. When I get a Hot Toys figure, I open it up, but not completely, only till the protective layer of translucent plastic, and give it a rough checkout. Then I get back, do whatever I need to do, and until I can really enjoy it. On Transformers or Masterpieces, I tend to, rip the fucking carton to pieces. It's something different, and get right to it, and just check out the box and put it right out of there, and then just put it into the first post, do whatever I need to do, revisit, and say, look at this fella. It's just wonderful. But also what Gary said, funny stuff is about the thing with my girlfriend. I'm not getting her to learn everything. I kind of suck her in. When I was working on my custom Devastator, she checked in with me how I'm doing, what I'm doing currently. She put in new ideas. Same with my photography. She comes up with ideas what I can do. So she's a big difference. Shout out to my girlfriend here, really.
That's nice.
That's what's
Yeah, man. Word to your girlfriend.
That's dope. That is really dope. I love her. That's a keeper. So yeah, that's for me.
Nice.
Cool. What about you, Brammer?
I rip everything open as soon as I get it. Y'all know me. I have no willpower whatsoever.
Tasmanian devil style.
That's right. Get the fucking. And as far as like relationship wise, like my wife supports whatever I want to do that makes me happy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really lucky that way. And like she's cool with me talking about it as long as I don't expect her to remember everything I tell her.
There you go.
But yeah, I mean, shout out to my wife Kate. She's amazing. And without her, I wouldn't have a collection,
Yep.
So
Nice.
Without my girlfriend, I wouldn't have a collection room. So far for that.
Hell, my wife put my detox together for me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because she didn't want me to fucking be trying to drill him or something and wreck it. It goes with the impatience.
I hear that. Yeah, it's definitely a balancing act if you have a significant other, you know what I'm saying? Because like it just could be overwhelming for them, you know what I'm saying? Just like you guys, like my girl's not into any of this stuff, you know, so I can't really talk to her about it. You know, I can, but it's like in one ear out the other.
Sure.
And and at a time when I was getting like packages nonstop, she's like, damn, another one, you know. So she does
Christmas
put up
every
with a
day
lot.
for you. Where's my package?
Yeah.
Ah.
So yeah,
That's the thing.
it's
I
funny.
see that.
It's funny.
I don't
actually,
see my name on that package.
she, you know what? She found herself like her own kind of like hobby and stuff. So now it's just like me. She's getting packages like every other day of the week now. You know that I'm like, So I'm glad I'm able to do that back, at least in a joking way. You know what I'm saying? Because she doesn't you know what I do here. Puts up with
funny. My girlfriend is also, but at first it was just the ugly green giant. After 2 days, so how's devastated?
There you go.
My wife doesn't know the extent of my collection. If I ever get involved, like if she ever sees what I have, she'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
So how do you hide it all? How do you hide it all?
Most like before her, like she knew that I was into Transformers. And
I'm recording this.
like that. Yeah, record it. Record it.
Blackmail session.
Let me start it off with "fuck you, Dave," and then let's continue with the story. So I think she knew what I was, like collecting. But then when when we moved in, I was timid. I kind of, I was able to manage it a little bit better. But then when I started getting into selling stuff, that's when it got she's like, "What the hell are you doing?" And she doesn't see, she only sees what the product's coming in, product going out and everything. And so she doesn't she doesn't get it. She doesn't understand it. Mm-hmm. And, she just tells me, what, if it wasn't because you're good looking, I would dump your ass a long time ago. So it's,
it always goes back, man. Happy wife, happy life. You got
Yep.
I keep her happy as much as I possibly can. So at the end of the day, like on my toy hunts, back when our relationship was early and we were, dating, I would stop at other stores that she would like to stop, shop at. So it's like, kind of sharing that, not knowing that I was toy hunting, and then eventually graduated. Like I'm in Toys R Us, not going to her stores. If I do go to her stores, I'd be like, dude, what time? Come on, we gotta get going. We gotta get Target. I'm like, are you done? Let's go.
Yeah, that's what I had today too. We were originally only putting out a few stores, but I said, oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. Oh, there's the GameStop. So,
can I stop at GameStop? Sure.
Yeah. Hey, we just said, what the fuck? No, look at this.
But she knows that it makes me happy. So at the end of the day, she loves me for who I am, and then I love her for I'm not changing her. That's the.
I love
God bless her. God bless her.
I'm not a joy to live with. I know I'm a pain in the ass half the time. So if she, that's the reason why I married her, because she deals with me, and and she supports me in what I do, and we as much as I buy, her thing is vacations. So if I keep on going on vacations every year, and taking her out, seeing the world, she's happy.
That's what's up.
I gotta get on that Dominomics so I can make sure I can keep my girl happy like that.
Yeah. We're going to Alaska next year.
Oh shit!
Hell yeah!
Nice.
It's like she already has the next 3 years planned and where we're going.
Mine too.
And shout out to Excel spreadsheets, dude. Keeps all that shit managed.
Oh man, word up. Any other significant other stories? Anybody else want to share? Anybody else here?
I didn't. I guess I will. So you guys got to meet my wife at the first NJCC, so she's definitely supportive of it. She understands it. I actually, now that I bring stuff home, like she'll be like, "Oh, I really like that one." You know, it's more about like the colors of it. You know, but she'll even call me out if she knows I have the mold. She's like, "You have that one already in another color. Why'd you need another color?" You know, but as long I guess as long as it's not affecting me paying the bills at home, she's okay with it. You know, and like Dom said, like I'm taking my wife. I'm taking my wife for her birthday. We're going away next month, and as long as I could do that, she's okay. You know what I mean? Like she's like, all right, he's doing his thing. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yo, Russ.
What's up, Russ?
Good Sorry, I'm late, man. Finally made it home.
Coming in on the 9th inning. What's up, bro?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Yeah, well, good, man.
You guys had a full crew in here tonight. I was like, oh, right.
Yeah. Full house, dude. Full house. Well, now that you popped in, dude, answer Dave's question that he threw out for the fam tonight. So, level on a scale of 1 through 10, how strong is your collecting game? Where would you put yourself? 7?
Yeah, I think my problem is I lose interest in stuff really quick. Like I'll be excited about a figure, and then like after a month or two, I'll lose interest in it. So it's kind of like, that's something I need to. I've got like ADD, you know. So it seems like when it comes to figures.
Yeah, no, I hear you, dude. I find myself like being that way with like a lot of the retail stuff, which I think is why I started getting out of it. You know, I enjoy it for real quick, and then it gets put away, and I don't see it anymore. You know?
Yeah, Russ, you definitely have ADD. Because one week you'll be ranting about something else, and then like the other week you'll have like a reverse kind of rant.
Yeah,
I'm like that doesn't match up to what he said like 2 weeks ago.
I changed my mind on stuff, man. I'm like, oh, you know what? A second thought, that looked pretty good. Ooh, maybe I shouldn't bitch. I shouldn't have given some shit. So I felt bad. It sucks, dude. That's my downfall for me. It's like I'm just such a collector, all over the place. Anna says I'm like that in life though too. So.
And do you consider the collecting a hobby or a lifestyle?
For me, it's a hobby. I mean, I'm not because I have other interests, that I'm into and stuff like that. So it's kind of it's something that's just I'm into it, but it's not. I won't let it take over my life.
He likes long walks on the beach.
Yeah,
Elton John's sunglasses.
I get sun. I like getting sunburned on the forehead and all
that. All right. And do you see yourself, now being like a seasoned collector and stuff like that? Do you see yourself ever getting out of the game, retiring, or just gearing up for more?
No way. There'll always be something out there I want. Always.
Yeah.
There's always stuff. There's stuff I'm waiting for still, man. Every time I turn around, there's something new that I'm excited about. Only for me to lose interest in a month, but it's good.
How about them Stunnicons, Russ?
Yeah, there you go.
You know what, Matt? Come on, Matt. I know you're excited about that, boy.
Oh, hell yeah.
It looks so G1 accurate. It's crazy, man.
I'm in for all of them.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I do too. I want them all too. Oh man, I want the transformation and I want the X-Trans box.
Yeah. And then when Toy World releases theirs, I'll be in on them too.
Are you a little nervous? Let me ask you: are you a little nervous about anything that Toy World's going to be putting out in the future because of all the crazy drama that they've had and stuff going on with them?
Yeah, it's interesting to think about that. Like if their designers kind of broke away and started their own company, like who else do they have that's in house? Are they still going to produce the same quality? Like who knows?
Damn.
That's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering was this their designers for like everything, or did these guys just do the combiners? I don't know.
That was my thought. What about the constructor design team? Is there anything left?
Yeah, I don't
I don't know. I thought maybe it was these were their designers and they just completely split. Because somewhere along the line, I remember hearing something about. They already have the designs for like their cup and their RC and all that stuff, and they had already bought that, and it's already in production. So they're You know what I mean? They're stuck with releasing it through Toy World, but then with the combiners, they just rolled with them. Zeta rolled with them. That's what I mean. I don't know.
I tell you what, that Zeta is funny because I've never seen like a different contrast. Their Combinicons look like shit, but the aerial bots look fantastic.
I can't wait for the aerial bots.
Those look sick.
They're amazing, and I'm just like, this is weird. It's almost like the same. You can't believe the same people did it. How did you do this so effed up? And these look great. I don't get it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting, man, and just the way, you know, because of all the drama, you know, the price points that some of these figures are being, you know, advertised at, like it's interesting to see where all this goes, you know, because if they're selling the stuff like that cheap and you still get like a high quality product, then I think that's going to just change the game across the board. Like everybody's going to have to start doing some adjusting of their prices, I think, after that.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? No, I'll be honest. I don't even think it has to be a high quality product. It just needs to be decent. It needs to be good. It needs to be okay.
Match the price.
Yeah, match the price exactly.
Whoa! I don't want these things to match price of $40. Screw that.
That's a good point. Maybe
my wallet's
right.
hurt.
Maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we shouldn't shoot so low. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Now we're talking about Hasbro quality and shit. Oh, it's not good there. You know?
All fucking waffled and shit.
Yeah, man. We can't have that. You know?
So those pictures of the aerial bots, were they from Toy World or were they from Zeta Toys?
Zeta.
Yeah. Zeta. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
they're fucking huge.
And yeah, they are. I mean, dude, masterpiece. He was as big as Starscream. That's insane.
Yeah.
I tell you what, man. I mean, I told myself like I was probably never gonna go in limb by limb again. But if these things are gonna be that price, I'll definitely go in and do it that way.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's almost like it's a no harm, no foul. You know, it's. That's why I said I'm gonna try out one of those X-Transbot Stuntigons. $40, it's worth it to check one of them out.
Yeah.
See how it is. If it sucks, okay, I'll leave it be. You know.
Yeah, but you're a Stunticon fan, so you get.
Yeah, I may be a little bit different, but I'm biased toward it. You know.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for any combiner.
Yeah.
I'm a combiner fiend too. Like that's like my favorite gimmick with Transformers. So like. Usually with combiners, I'm all in. If it's made well, I'm in.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and I'm just curious as how the Motor Master is going to look for this set. You know, that's for me. That's like always that makes or breaks the set. You know, I mean.
Yeah, and if they actually get to do the whole transforming whole trailer into Motor Master spot mode, that would be very. I mean, Transform Missions looks insane. I really think about only getting Motor Master because I love this truck mode.
You know what I heard they're going to resurrect the Bold Forms Motor Master to be the hub.
Wow. Hey, that'll bring a smile to Nick's face. He loved that.
Shoot, he's 1/5 of the way done then.
Yeah, man. He's like, all right, I already got the body. All right. Oh man, I do wonder how G1 accurate they're going to make that Motor Master. Because Motor Master is kind of a really hard one to do if you think about it. You know,
the cube path needs to be on point.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing a masterpiece scale,
his feet is the front of the cab. So
exactly. You know,
you gotta whether you gotta do faux feet, but at the end of the day, that those feet are the windows.
Yeah. Exactly. That's hard to do, man. You know, I mean, Transformation, they pulled it off, but they definitely had to make some concessions. Well, they were the IDW style anyway, so they could get away with it. But to do a G1 look to it, that's hard.
Yeah, they got this.
Especially when I think about a custom I just saw, and that was a dude on TFW boards that did I think he had a 1/24 model of a Kenny, and he built it around a transformer, and it was G1 accurate, but the feet were just overall way too clunky. It just didn't work.
See, that's what I mean. I think that's the biggest challenge is the feet. So.
Yeah, it was the whole cab over. One half one feet, the other half the other feet, and he's like, "Go Oh,
It's not going to surprise me if they nail it though, because they have with everything else.
Yeah.
They might parse form it. Like they might make his like whole body for Venusaur or for Mother Master. Like the cab would be like all the feet, and then the trail would be like the body and stuff, and then just parts form.
I think with what Toy World has done with Constructor, I think like parts forming is the way to go for like all large scale combiners now. So before we get too deep into it though, we're approaching the 9:30 mark, so I don't want to cut short the conversation. We will continue unbroadcasted, but we should probably start wrapping up with some outros and shout outs. So sorry guys, we're gonna keep shooting the shit unbroadcasted, like I said. So. All right, in the chat, we had a Knight of Ren, Lord Shadowkeeper, Lionel Medina, KJ Smith, Dolcar Toys and Stuff, Sunday Heat, Cho, Anthony Burr, Rusta Mus was up in there, EE Prime, Dan Plastic Crack, Cabalta, Samuel Mead, and Retro Now. So, guys, thanks for popping in. Thanks for participating. Thanks for giving us your answers to the questions that we threw out there tonight. Really appreciate that. I think I'm going to start doing that a little bit more, just to get the chat a little bit more involved in what we're doing here with the live show. I hope everybody out there enjoyed that. So let's run down the line, do some outros. First up, Brian Brink, tell us where you're at.
Brian Brink in the Facebook groups, at Brinklizer on Instagram. 3 minutes to go.
All right, Energon Addict.
Yo. And a John Addict on Instagram, Dave Colon on Facebook. Tuesdays, you can catch me here coming up with my my topics of highness and caffeine. And that's about it, really. I'll see you guys next week.
It's like the whole brainstorming for Dave is take a toke, you know? Yeah, that's a good idea. That's awesome.
Nah, dude, thanks for your questions tonight, man. You had us going all night. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, cool. That's cool. Way to go, man.
All right. Big Dom.
I'm on Dom Negrasso on the Facebooks, and I'm here on Tuesday nights with you guys. So, and I don't like Dave.
All right. Next up, G Money.
Hey, Gary Allen in the Facebook, and I'll be here on Tuesday nights.
Sweet, dude. Thanks for popping in tonight. Happy to have you.
Hey, yeah, Gary, it's good to see you back on again, man. That's cool, dude.
I appreciate it, Russ, man. Thanks, man. Awesome, it's a lot of fun.
Cool.
All right, Asian Kid Matt.
Yo, Asian Kid Matt on Instagram. Matt Hawkins on the Facebook. You can also find me on YouTube, but I haven't done anything on there in like years. But if you're interested in stop motion videos, come check me out, Asian Kid Matt.
Why haven't you done anything, man? Come on, get on that.
I don't got time for it, man. I can't do stop motion. I don't got time for it. I'll sell you a car if you want.
I hear you, brother.
He's looking for that first commission check.
Yeah.
It's not about the money.
All right. Next up, JD.
You can find me on the Facebook groups, JD Brocious. On the Instagrams at Pigment Surgery, and Tuesdays here with you guys, and occasionally on Finger Bagging every other Wednesday.
Yeah.
Right.
Dude, that's some sick lighting on them shelves. Anyway, it's like mesmerizing. Yeah.
What?
Your shelves, dude. I love your lighting, man. It's cool.
Oh, thanks, man.
Anyway, sorry. No, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and I have to throw a video out there every now and then. Like Brink says, I'll bitch about something and then apologize for it the next week. It's all good. Blame it on my ADD. Sorry,
But thanks for popping in, dude.
Oh no, it's awesome, dude. Thank you.
All right, next up, Tim K.
Yo, what's up? Find me on Facebook, Tim K, and Instagram too, at Figure Photography Crate, and also the same on Facebook at Figure Photography Crate for your occasional toy review.
Nice. Thanks for popping in, and thanks for staying up late to join us tonight.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
yeah, buddy.
It's like early for him.
Yeah.
No problem.
right, say
I'm on
goodnight.
vacation.
I know it's hard for you, Tim, man. 'Cause
Hello?
you're like out of the world and
You
stuff.
guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's all
Good night,
cool.
guys.
All right.
Good night, Dust.
As for myself, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Xbox Live, and the PlayStation Network, all at Harrick and BX. And you can catch me here hosting the ROC Hangout every single Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on this channel. Guys, before we head out.
Good night.
Oh,
night, Dust.
Okay.
No, good night, guys. I'm shutting this down now. You guys want it done? We're done. We're killing it right now.
Oh, can we do the cool table?
No, he's playing a game.